All right, we are back in the Classic Motorsports workshop. We are working on our 65 Corvette project car. This is a super all original car, so we're trying to be as sympathetic and unobtrusive in the restoration as we can. So today we are going to try to repair and kind of restore and fake the carpet a little bit. So why not put a carpet kit in this thing? A new carpet kit runs about 300 bucks for a Corvette, and you know, some are better than others, but most of them are pretty accurate. So that's not a ton of money. But the problem with a new carpet kit is then everything else looks old. It's, you know, right now the seats look roughly as old as the carpet, looks kind of similar in age and condition to the dash. So if you put an all new carpet kit in it, it will be very bright and very glaring, and not what we're trying to do, trying to keep this thing as original as possible. So we say we want it original, but we don't want holes in the carpet like we have here. So I'm going to try to fix this hole and show you how I do it. I am super lucky that I have a local upholstery shop that's a buddy. I went down there yesterday and he had the exact same matching carpet, which was a 1 in a million chance. But let's assume you don't have the original carpet. What you would do is either find something similar and blend it together. I picked up some dye from Top Flight, which is a Corvette parts supplier. That's correct. This is called bright blue, 65 bright blue interior color with white seats, obviously. The dye is made really for fabric or vinyl, but if you're careful with it, you can use it on carpet too. Another trick is there is extra bits of carpet everywhere. This carpet under the seat, you could cut a little piece out. Underneath this console, you'd find an extra little strip depending on how much you need. In the back trunk compartment area, there's a whole area where you can see there's some extra carpet. It'd be easy to steal a little piece if you need it to make a little patch like this. So that's a trick you can do with fabric too. I've done this on other cars where I had faded upholstery fabric. I didn't want to do a bright patch, so I found something on the back of a seat that wasn't going to show, and I used it to patch to keep things matching. So the first thing we're going to do is clean this up a little bit. We're going to use some glue, so I want to make sure this is nice and clean before we start. You don't want to be gluing dirty stuff, and then we'll get started from there. As I suspected, a lot of the discoloration in this carpet was not really fading. I thought there is some fading, but a lot of it was just dust, and the brush has started to get a lot of that dust out, and it's starting to look better. I'm going to take these, this kick panel and this door sill plate off to make this a little easier to get to. Just take me a minute. All right, so here's the little patch of carpet we've got. It is not exactly the same color as it turns out, but it's pretty darn close. At least it certainly looks like the faded side of things. So what we want to do is we want to blend in a piece of this carpet and then glue it together, and then we'll brush the pile back and forth a little bit, see if we can match up. If you put in a square patch, it'll be a little tough to hide it. I think if we go in kind of a free-form shape, it'll be a little easier to hide. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up the mess around here a little bit. Again, I'm going to get kind of a little bit of a freelance rounded shape here, and I think that'll serve us well on this repair. I'm going to clean up the area a little bit with a little solvent. I'll let that dry for a few minutes. All right, our next step is going to be to put the new piece of carpet in underneath. We want to get the grain going the same way, and then we'll mark it. Yeah, when making a stencil like this, you want to go on the outside of your line, and you can always trim it down a little bit if you need to. All right, next we're going to glue both the surrounding carpet and the new piece. So this is a Wedgwood contact cement. You need to use stuff for high heat because cars sit out in the sun. And again, this carpet probably would not have originally been glued, but it's not going to hurt us to put just a little bit of glue on this. You got to put the glue on both sides, and you got to let it dry. You can use a heat gun or a hair dryer to enhance and quicken the drying process, but this glue does not work until both sides are dry, and that's when you stick things together. And we'll let this dry for a few minutes and see what we got. All right, that's dry. Let's see if we can work this piece in. And then we can use the brush to kind of get the overlap the loops a little bit. All right, so our next step, I put a piece of masking tape here, and we'll put a deflector board, but the next step is to see if we can make this dye blend this color in together a little bit. The idea is to go slow, light coats, and see what happens. And this is from, we picked this up at Top Flight, but apparently Corvette America makes these custom colors. This is supposed to be the original bright blue color from this year. As you can see, this is looking pretty good. I mean, you're staring right at it and you can barely see it. I mean, just getting in and out of the car or at a show, I don't think anybody would ever notice that, especially down low like this in the dark. We've got it well lit now, but you know, the whole thing took less than an hour and less than $10, and it's a good little trick. On a common car like a Corvette, you might not need it, but what if you were restoring some one-off car from the 30s and carpet kits and the materials weren't available? If you like this sort of stuff, please subscribe to our channel and like it, and go to our website, classicmotorsports.com. We're doing this kind of stuff all the time.
Support brands that support Classic Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And to see more stories like this, visit us online at classicmotorsports.com.